The Bible contains passages that have been interpreted as sexist, particularly in relation to women's roles and authority. For example, some passages in the New Testament seem to restrict women's roles in the church and suggest they should be submissive to men. However, other passages emphasize the equality of men and women in Christ and highlight the contributions of women in the Bible. Interpretations of these passages vary among different Christian denominations and individuals. Some argue that the Bible's teachings on gender roles are outdated and no longer applicable in modern society. Others maintain that these teachings are still relevant and should be followed. It's important to consider the cultural and historical context of the Bible when interpreting these passages. Some scholars argue that the apparent sexism in the Bible reflects the patriarchal societies of the time, rather than being a reflection of God's will. They point to Jesus' interactions with women and the active roles of women in the early church as evidence of a more egalitarian view of gender. It's also worth noting that the Bible contains numerous examples of strong and influential women, such as Deborah, Esther, and Mary. These women defied societal expectations and played significant roles in biblical narratives. Ultimately, the interpretation of the Bible's teachings on sexism is a complex issue with no easy answers. It requires careful consideration of the text, historical context, and personal beliefs.